it going, boys and girls? Welcome back to Key West Waterman. My name is Aaron Young. We are headed out tomorrow super early, getting the boys together, and we're going to do a long run and do some hardcore spearfishing tomorrow if the weather will cooperate. But we're getting gas and ice tonight. Just loaded a crap ton of ice. I've got 200 gallons of gas in the boat. Oh, by the way, if you need live bait, I always get messages about live bait in Key West. There's your answer. But we're loaded ice and gassed. We're gonna leave before the sun's up tomorrow. Got a little bit of a run, so I wanted to open this up this evening. I just loaded her down. Got the whole front floor filled with ice. Got this filled with ice and a little bit of chum. We are ready to roll. I will see you bright and early tomorrow. We are here. So the good news is the water's really clear. The bad news is the water is cranking. The current is screaming. So we ran quite a ways. We've got Gavin, Justin back there. Alex is somewhere down there. We ran all this way, so we're going to check a couple spots, but we may work back. You can't have it all. So the problem with the current going really fast is it's hard to dive down on the spots. Obviously, if you get fish that rocks up, it's tricky. You have to fight the current. So we're going to anchor the boat over the spot, hopefully, and put a tagline out. But good morning, and let's go diving. Welcome back underwater, everybody. As always, we're going to talk about some of these dives, did a little bit of deeper stuff this day. And I don't think I mentioned it in the video, but this was a commercial trip where we are harvesting fish to sell to the market and hopefully turn a little bit of profit. This looks really deep.
We're 64 under the boat.
I'm going to go drop off the anchor line. So this day we did a lot of deeper stuff, anywhere from 65 to 80 feet. I'll try and talk about depths as we're on each spot. But one of the most common questions I get on this deeper stuff is, how do you dive so deep? How do you hold your breath for so long? Well, I wish there was a secret. I know everyone wants a secret nowadays, or the easy way, but it's practice. The more you practice, the more you put your time in, the more time you spend in the water, the better you will get. Free diving, just like anything, let's say weightlifting. Your first day in the gym, you're not going to try and squat 600 pounds. Your first day in the water, you should not try and dive 100 feet, nor can you expect to. So you want to start somewhere where you think you're comfortable, 10, 20, 30 feet, see how you feel, and slowly work your way up. Over the years, you will get better the more time you put in. I do plan on making some beginner videos for breath holds and whatnot, some exercises you can do to practice, but again, there's no secret to it. It's not going to make you an overnight 100-foot diver, I promise you. But this was my very first drop. Bottom's around 68 here, I think. The transducer sits down a little bit in the boat, so it's normally a couple feet deeper than the transducer says. But I didn't see much. I saw one big mutton off in the distance, mutton snapper, and it did not want anything to do with me. It looked at me briefly, and it was 30 feet out, and it just kept hauling butt the other direction. Giant mutton and nothing else. Yeah. We're off to a good start. First spot, no fish. Well, I saw one mutton, but it took off right when I saw it, and it's pouring rain, so all is well.
Freshwater rinse, bottom of the deck, and the rest of these.
On to the next. So this was our second spot. And there was so much current, we put a big long tagline out, and I breathe up on the anchor line because it gives me a little bit extra space. When the current's this bad, it will sweep you away if you're not careful. And we've got buddies there safetying each other. But that's why I take off on the anchor line. It just gives me a little extra time. So this is my first drop on the second spot. A few years ago, I actually shot I think it was 53-pound black grouper here. I do have a video on that. You'd have to go quite a ways back to find it. But on my way down, just scanning, looking around, seeing what's going on. There's a lot of bait. And on my way down, I start to spot a couple of grouper. There's one really nice one that I want, and I realize it's not even going to give me a look. So I lean into the closest one to me. I try not to get greedy. Wait till it turns just a little bit. That was kind of a 45 shot, but hit it enough to get a good holding shot, and realized I didn't have the breath that I thought I had on this drop, just a little short on breath, and normally I'd pull this fish right up to me, but I decided I would get to the surface and not risk blacking out over getting a fish to me. I can't remember if I said it. I think the sand here is like 82 or 83 feet. And Gavin is there to give me a hand. You dive with someone long enough, they can tell based on your dive if you need a hand or not, and he came over there just to secure the fish, make sure I got up safely. And a nice, very nice black grouper. It was a lot bigger than I thought it was, actually.
Go to go to the anchor line, Gavin. This was the smallest one.
So once I got it in my hands, I realized how big the other ones were, because this one was, at least to me, it looked like the smallest one, but it was the closest one, so I took it. Like I said, I didn't want to get greedy. And this is where this kind of diving can become tricky, because now I've got a fish. I've got to get over the tag line. You can see how far I am behind the boat. I just went down and up, and the current had already started to sweep me away. So this kind of diving is a little bit tricky. I don't recommend it if you are new. You got to be very careful. You should have someone in the boat. Here, 4 very experienced divers. We know if one guy gets swept away, someone's always on the boat, hanging onto the boat in the water. So if someone gets swept away, we just holler, and whoever's on the boat will, hop up in there, pull the anchor, and come and get you. So here's Gavin coming up from a dive. I should get cameras on these guys. It is hard to dive, a lot harder to dive with the camera. It's a lot more drag. You got to worry about it snagging stuff. I've caught my camera on rocks and lines so many times, and it's ripped my mask off. But this is Gavin coming up with a real nice grouper, same spot. Very good dive.
My dog. That was a good dive, Gavin.
That's the only one I saw, but dude, there was a mutton like that was bigger than this thing.
Yeah.
I just noticed it's a better price, right?
Yeah, absolutely. What is it black? I didn't look at it.
Yeah, black.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, I'll watch out. It's on your tip.
I'll take them. They all add up.
And you may notice I have 3 bands on my gun this day. Typically, this is the Banana Gun 2.0 that we sell. Typically, I would only have 2 bands. I had one band that had a really heavy nick in it, and I was anticipating it to pop. So I put a 3rd on there. One, it was really clear, and we're diving deep, so I wanted a little extra power. That's why we put the extra slot in there, but I had it in there just so when that 3rd band popped, I'd still have my 2. But this is that same spot. Bottom's about 82, 83 to the sand. On my way down, I see a grouper. Trying to just sink into it real slow, and it gives me that head-on unicorn shot, and I'm waiting for it to turn, and it does not turn. So I let it fly. I felt confident enough, and it's a tough shot. A lot of times you'll skip off the side and tear out, but that fish did not move an inch and let me just take the perfect shot, and I stoned it, which was very nice. Don't have to fight it on the way up. But diving this deeper stuff, especially in this heavy a current, you really have to trust the people you're with. You really got to take your time and just be patient with your dives. You can really put yourself at risk if you're not careful. Diving 70 to 80 feet alone is risky enough, but you add in that current, and it just wears you out quicker, and you sometimes don't get as good of a breath hold as you thought.
Not bad. Yeah. I'm gonna do one more up front because this is the deepest I'll be diving all day.
This is that same spot. Just wanted to do one more drop. And I did not see much. I think we pulled 4 black grouper off this. There were more there. They just, once, you know, you shoot a couple, they realize what's going on. And pretty low relief bottom, you know. You may be wondering, why are there a grouper here? Honestly, I think it's the bait. I've seen a lot of really big fish here. And there's really not that much structure. And how did I find it? One day I ran over it, had a little bit of life on it, and decided to check it out.
Woo! Not a bad start. What you got, Mr. Gavin? What you got?
A little one.
Grandpa.
It's a little guy.
He's legal.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh.
Nice ones. Not a bad start. So it was supposed to be like 3 to 5 miles an hour today. It's a little spicy out here. We're gonna hop in and check it out. It comes up a little, but I gotta get in the water. It's too windy up here.
Got no bait.
You got it. That's bait right there. Look at that. Get it down there. Look at all those yellowtails down there.
I'm trying, dude.
You got this, bro.
He is to wrap the sandball so that it doesn't come out. You pull some slack,
There you go.
and you let her rip.
It's like watching Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, it's getting caught in my hands. You're laughing, but I'm gonna catch like that 10-pound red that had your name on it. You said.
That's fine. I need it. I need it in the boat.
We're a team here. We're a team. All for one.
Man, I tell you, it's going to be a long ride home if it stays like this. The following sea.
I'd rather have it following it.
No, I'd rather have it in my face.
No way. Really?
If it's like this, little 2-footers, yes, I want it in my face. Following sea like this would suck.
No, in your face, little 2-footers, get up on top.
All right, Gavin, show me that jello-tail. That's not good.
No problem.
You're on the bottom?
Maybe. Oh, yep. Oh, I pulled it out of his mouth. Now we got a jig now.
Jig the bear hook. It's a good thing we're divers.
So we moved down a little bit, just a couple miles. The current started to pick up quite a bit. Water got a little bit dirtier, and you can see the wind picked up pretty good. And I'm just trying to kick just to get to the anchor line, and you can see how much trouble I'm having. And something as simple as this, I forget, you know, beginners, just being comfortable on the surface when it's rough. A lot of people are choking down water down their snorkel, and stuff like that comes with time. You know, just like I said, anything. I know I'm the king of repeating myself, but it's the truth. All of this stuff comes with time. So doing my best to relax. I actually have never dove this spot. I have a spot maybe 600-700 feet down the ledge of this one, and as I was pulling up to the first one to try and find the, you know, the biomass, the ball of bait, I ran over this and it looked like really nice chunky bottom, so I figured we'd check it out. The sand is about, so there's a top shelf and a bottom shelf. I think the sand was about 82, 3 maybe, and then the top side was probably about 76, 78. Always love dropping on a first spot or a new spot for the first time. Off in the distance area, really hard to see. There was a really nice grouper, but it was too far away. I was not going to risk running over there and trying to chase it. I see some mangroves, and you know I love them. Not the best shot. Hit it about an inch behind where I wanted. Got it a little in the head meat. I always try to go for that stone shot if I can help it, but just a little off the mark.
There's a legal red, mangoes. There's a big black on this ledge over here, the front right of the boat. It goes to sand. There's a big black sitting on the edge.
So you could hear me on the surface there communicating with the guys, trying to give them some idea of where I'm seeing the fish. As individual of a sport as free diving is, spearfishing, like you have to shoot the fish, just one person. It really is a team sport, and it really does help the success rate if you work together. I talk about team fish all the time, and it's true. Like one person shoots the fish, but a lot of these fish, you have to work together to land. So another drop. I didn't end up landing on any of the big ones. It seems like I kept seeing them off in the distance on my way up. I just really wasn't feeling it to get down there in the 80 to 85 foot stuff. It's funny. I mean, I'm only 35, but I've been doing this long enough. It really takes a toll on your body. And your mind stays young. Your mind thinks you can still do it, but it seems like each year, just a little less endurance. I'm a little more tired. I've only got a certain amount of dives in me. Especially when there's, you're diving this deep with current. But getting older is funny. Your mind thinks it can do certain things, but your body has different plans.
Woo! My days of 80 are behind me. 2 blacks, big buy-in.
So I wanted to do one more drop. I just kept seeing those grouper off in the distance, and I could never land on them. Right before this, Justin actually did a drop. He shot a red grouper, and a shark ate it. I hadn't seen any sharks up until this point. It was, like I said, just murky enough. You couldn't really spot anything from the surface. And finally, there wasn't one of the big ones, but it was definitely a keeper. On my way down, comes and sizes me up. Gives me that sideways shot I like. I let it rip. And I actually looked at my watch, so you can see I wasn't on the bottom there, doing everything in my power just to not let it rock up, or make sure it doesn't rock up. And a big old shark comes in to check it out. I just sensed all the commotion. And I actually looked at my watch after this dive. The trigger pull, so where my hands were when I pulled the trigger, was 78 feet, so gives you an idea. The sand's 82, 84, something like that. I shot down on that fish. And after this spot, we hit one more. Didn't see any fish on it, but the current, you can see there, 78 feet, only minute 6. But we hit one more spot, didn't see any fish. Water kept getting dirtier, current kept picking up, so we decided to move. The current's kind of kicking our butt, so we're gonna run a little ways down, maybe 15 miles. See if we can get out of this current and try a different area. We're doing all right though. We got 6 grouper in there total, and a snapper.
More than that.
Ish.
We got at least 4 blacks, 5 blacks,
And a red.
and like multiple reds.
Okay. We're well on our way.
We've been riding around for about an hour. The water's getting more dirty, and the current is absolutely screaming. Now it's raining, so we are facing challenges today. But we haven't given up yet. Have you given up yet?
No comment.
No comment. Oh, here it comes. It has been a day. We're like right on the edge of it. Oh, it's here.
I almost bailed on you guys. I was so close to bailing on you this morning, dude.
So we ran and ran and was just trying to get out of the current or find a little cleaner water, and then this storm kind of surrounded us. Lightning started popping, so more so I wanted to get in the water and out of the boat. I don't mind wind and rain, but not a big fan of lightning. So we decided to hop in, and you can see I am kicking with everything I have here to get to the anchor line. The current was screaming here. It was worse than it was all morning, and the water got way more dirty. And I'm just fighting just to make it to the anchor line. And we went a lot shallower. You can see all the moon jellies flying by. Just really escalated and kind of turned into a not ideal afternoon. And I know this ledge. I was trying to get somewhere where we could hunt while we were just hiding from the lightning, but with it being this murky, the camera actually makes it look really clear. With it being this murky and this much current, I mean, even if you did see a fish, you're really risking shooting it, because if it gets wrapped up or holed up, you're going to have a tough time getting to it. There's jellies all over the place.
This is brutal. A lot has happened in the past 2 hours. We almost got hit by lightning. The viz turned to crap. The current is still screaming. This storm is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And unfortunately, home is this way. So we either have to go way south around it or way north around it. Home is, woo, there's a good one. Home is that direction, so. Our current mission is, we may have abandoned the make money today. We're definitely in the hole commercially diving, but we're gonna try and get around the storm and go from there. Main thing is being safe, so. What can you do?
Should have bailed, man. Should have bailed on you guys.
I had to go about 10 miles just to get around that thing, and I don't mind wind and rain, but I'm not a fan of lightning, and there's a lot of lightning popping in there. Better safe than sorry. Well, we decided to call it. The way everything was going, we figured something really, really bad was going to happen, so we decided to come home with our tail between our legs. Not how you would, yeah, you win some, you lose some. Not how you'd like a commercial day to go, but sometimes it be like that. So we're going to drop these fish off to the market. They will not go to waste. They will be consumed by the people. So this is where fresh fish comes from. The catch of the day, when you order it, this is where it started. All right, so this is the part of the video where I would normally tell you our commercial profit or commercial breakdown profit for the day, whatever you want to call it, where I take the total sale of the fish we speared, subtract all of our expenses, and I would tell you how much the boat made for the day. But considering it was a pretty bad day and we ran really, really far and burnt a lot of gas, I can say with confidence we are in the red. We did lose money, maybe, I don't know, a couple $100, somewhere around there, give or take. It does happen, part of being a commercial fisherman. Fortunately, I do not do this full time. I'm not counting on it, and the YouTube will hopefully pick up some of that slack and cover the rest of those expenses. But before I end this video, I did have a couple of questions for you guys. I wanted to share a couple of things. If you have questions you want answered, get on here. Mondays at 6 p.m. I release these. Within the first hour, 6 to 7 p.m., I'm on there. I answer any comments that come through. And I also wanted to ask you guys, what do you want to see more of? Do you want me to do live streams? Do you want me to do Q&As? This is a creative outlet for me, and I'm constantly working on it and trying to be better. I do enjoy it, but I do also want to share what it is that y'all want to see. Are there things that we're not filming that happens in episodes, or something associated with our life living down here in the Key West that I don't film? We stay pretty narrow on catch, clean, cooks, fishing, diving, kind of the island lifestyle thing. Do you want to see more travel episodes? We do travel a little bit. We don't normally film on all of our vacations, but I could try and squeeze some of those in if you guys like them. I feel like those don't do very well, so normally don't film travel episodes.
Would you like to see us work with other YouTubers? We don't do that a lot. We're at the bottom of the map, so we don't run into a lot of people. But if those are things you want to see, please leave a comment. Love feedback, and we'll try to get some of that stuff going. Like I say, I want to continue to work on this. I really enjoy this. It's a creative outlet for me, and I want to get whatever it is you guys want to see to you. So please leave a comment. I believe that's all I have. That's the end of my speech. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate your time, and I will see you on the next one. Later.